Thank you very much for inviting me to participate with you in your planning meeting. I really regret not being able to be there with you in person, but regards from Vancouver, and hopefully this little bit of an introduction will be of some value to you. Let me begin by introducing myself. My name is Annalee Yassi. I'm a professor in the School of Population and Public Health in the Faculty of Medicine at the University of British Columbia, and I hold a Tier 1, that's a Senior Canada Research Chair in what I call Global Health and Capacity Building. My background is originally in physiology from McGill University, and my medical degree is from McMaster University, but my medical specialty is in public health and preventive medicine. The focus of my research over the last several decades has been community-based health research, and specifically community-based health interventions, and how to design, implement, and evaluate projects in the community that will make a difference on important global health challenges. Our group has been awarded several awards for success in the work that we've done, and literally I've held tens of millions of dollars of research grants, not only in Canada, but for work in Cuba, in South Africa, and in Ecuador. In fact, it's our work in Ecuador that brought me in contact with ReAct Latin America. One of the graduate students at the University of Cuenca conducted her master's thesis on looking at infectious diseases and antibiotic use in some indigenous communities in the area. Dr. Kishbe, who is with you today, should be able to tell you more about it. But the results were quite astounding. Again, for your audience, I probably need not convince you about the importance of proper antibiotic use, but the misuse was really quite disconcerting. So that led our group to work with the people at the University of Cuenca Faculty of Medicine to conduct a certificate program in antimicrobial resistance. And based on the very successful projects that those participants undertook, we then applied for funds from the Canadian Institute for Health Research to do a more elaborate and well evaluated project on how to work with communities to change what is currently being done with respect to antibiotics. Lo and behold, CIHR, Canadian Institutes for Health Research, really liked the proposal and gave us some seed money to develop it further. Since then, we've been working with community health promoters to develop a booklet synthesizing the knowledge to date. But what I was really impressed with was the arts-based approach being used by ReAct Latin America, in which they used the photo voice, and I'm sure Dr. Kishbe will talk to you about it, as well as partnering up between the health community and the arts community to create messages that appeal not just to the head, but head, hands, and heart, as the expression goes. That leads me to the message that I want to convey in this very brief talk. While there is and will always need to be biomedical research in the lab on antimicrobial resistance, and there will always be a need for clinical research, working with patients on the effectiveness and safety of various drugs, and while there'll always be need for health systems research, which is, such as new approaches to databases for pharmacy and so on, there's been a growing awareness of the importance now of shifting the focus to population health research. In other words, designing intervention studies in the community and rigorously evaluating them. This area of implementation science is receiving increasing attention and increasing funding in Canada and internationally. And my message to you is that I think that it'd be well worthwhile for ReAct to turn its attention to this area. Certainly one of the challenges is how to promote antimicrobial stewardship, in what form, with what messages, using what techniques, delivered by whom, how, where, when. And in order to answer these really important questions, we need good scholarship, rigorously conducted research on community-based interventions. One way might be to design cluster randomized controlled trials in which we pair up communities and then randomly allocate one of each community to receive the intervention. and then evaluate it using mixed messages. I can go into the qualitative and quantitative methods that would be used, but I don't know who your audience is, and perhaps you already know that, and I see time is running out. The important point I want to make is really just that arts-based methods show a lot of promise. The need to carefully implement these in a controlled way so we can evaluate what works and what doesn't is a really worthwhile approach, in my opinion. There are lots of research funds to be had to do this kind of work, and it would be, I think, well worth your while to talk about how ReAct might want to do that. I'd gladly provide more information and work with you in this regard. Thanks a lot, and regards to all of you.